Okay, so this is our next part of the review. We are talking about Rivers Philly. So Brian went to Borgata. You heard that. I went over to Rivers. I had a different experience over in Rivers. And I got to start this off by saying I'm glad the casino's open. I understand the casino's hands are tied, but I've been now to Maryland when it was I don't want to say legal, but when it was okay to travel to Maryland. Now it's on the list again in New Jersey. But I have not been to Borgata yet, but I've heard your experiences that we've talked about. Rivers was strict, and I listen, I got to say this. It was not fun. It was not fun for
wow.
me. I made money, but I like to play, I know that we talk about this. There's grinders out there. They're just in there for the money. They don't have fun. They're just there for work. I like to have fun. I still like to enjoy the game, and I can still win and enjoy the game. That's even better. So, Rivers, you go over there. First off, they do temperature check, which I'm fine with. I don't care. That's fine with me. And they do bag checks, which is fine.
That's when you first come in
when
the
you
door.
first walk in, right? There's bag checks and there's temperature checks, which is fine with me. But here's where I run into my first issue. So I think maybe in a future poker podcast episode we'll do maybe about poker bags and like what to carry and recommend for stuff. Yeah. But I always carry water and I always carry snacks. I carry like trail mix, like high protein snacks.
Yep.
Because like there's just junk at the casino. Like you can't get fruit or vegetables. Like there's just junk. So I always try to keep like a good healthy mix of something in my bag to snack on. So I open up my bag. It's usually never an issue. They just do like usually a quick peep, make sure you don't have weapons or whatever in there. And I have my water bottle container. It's a blue bottle. It's sealed. She goes, "Oh, what's in the bottle?" And I'm like, "Just water." And she's like, "Oh, well, you can't have any liquids." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, wow.
She goes, "You can't bring any drinks into the poker room." And I was like, "Well, it's just water." I said, "It's nothing else." And she's like, "All right, well, don't say anything. It's fine." So I hope I don't get anyone in trouble. But
pull the tapes.
But she didn't see the food. She didn't see my snacks at the bottom because I had a hoodie over top of it. But she's like, no food or drinks.
Wow.
So then I go in the poker room, and then this is what I wear. When I go play, I've been wearing this. I've been wearing a bandana, which is double folded, and then I double fold it over my mouth. So it's literally 4 layers. If you can see here, I kind of got it right here. So I basically have 4 layers of cloth covering my nose and my mouth, and it covers I like it because it covers the rest of my chin and my neck. And side note, I feel like it gives off little tells, like when you look at people's necks and it's throbbing and stuff. I'm like, this covers my neck, my face, everything.
Yeah, you're good to go.
But it also covers down here, so like the mask is right here, so like airflow, whatever. So this covers like a good amount. So I walk in, they're like, you can't wear that. I'm like, all right. Luckily, I had another mask. I have a backup.
Oh, so they wanted you to actually wear a mask, not a face covering.
You can't. Yeah, you got to wear like a full either surgeon's mask or N95 mask.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're really strict on that. Now, and like I said, I get it, but at the same time, it feels hypocritical. I'm wearing something that has like 4 layers, and people are wearing like a little thin like cloth mask, and it's basically all it is. It's just this. It's just cut around the frame with an elastic around it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then I had to change that. That was step 2. And I was like, now I'm like getting like, okay, here we go. Like I get it, but at the same time, it's like, it's becoming now a process.
Yeah.
So then I sit down and, we start playing. Same thing, 7-handed. You got to get the chips all at the window there. Obviously, I don't care about that. But rebuys have to come from the window too. You can't rebuy at the table. So like I bought in for 200. Same thing, played 1-3. I can't remember how many tables they had off the top of my head. I could probably look it up on. I can probably look it up here for you guys. But if you're going to do rebuys, I bought in for another 100 to reload my stack a little bit, and they're like, you have to go to the window. I'm like, okay. So I went up to the window, got my chips, came back. We're divided, 7-handed. Same thing. There's no conversation again.
Yeah,
it's so strict. You can't talk to anybody, which takes me out of my element. And then here's the thing that like really killed me. I think, and I end up winning money too. That's the best. That's the best part about the story is I end up winning money, but I just did not enjoy myself for the situation. Now, they don't offer drink service in there as well. So not only can you not bring your own drinks or snacks,
you can't even get drinks.
You can't even get drinks in there.
Wow.
So now I'm like, okay, I was like, at first I was like, all right, I have this big water bottle, so I'm not gonna break this out because obviously it's gonna set off red flags and I'm gonna get yelled at by security or whatever, right away. So I was like, okay, I got up for a little bit. I went for a break. I'm thinking like you could just go to a restaurant or something to get a drink, you know?
Yeah.
All the restaurants are closed. There's no food service in the entire building. There's none. I'm looking up the Rivers room
The
here.
number,
Yeah, I think
the
it's
number of tables.
15 or something tables. See if I can find it. Here's the rest of the stuff. No food, beverage, or smoking is permitted in the poker room. I mean, you couldn't smoke in the poker room
Yeah,
before,
yep.
but even like people that went outside that used to smoke on that little balcony, they came and smoked there on that little outside deck. You know, I don't know if you're familiar.
No. Yep. I know.
Yeah. So here's the issue with that, in my opinion, is this. You got a bunch of dudes. I mean, it was all dudes. There was literally no women there. You have a bunch of dudes that have no caffeine in them, no alcohol in them, and no it's just a bunch of miserable people sitting around. Like it was just a miserable feeling. Like, you get a couple guys that are drinking, they're hanging out, and even though you can't hear them, maybe you relax a little bit, or you get a little caffeine. You get into your system, you're feeling good about that. There was none of that. I walked around. All the restaurants are closed. I'm like, I don't even know where I can drink water right now. Like, if I was like dying,
go in the bathroom in the stall, like,
you drinking water in there?
You got water? Help! So you can't even. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 14 tables. So they have 14 tables going, all 7-handed at Rivers Poker Room. That's what I was looking up here. So you can't get water like anywhere on the floor. There's no cocktail. So first off, I feel bad for the cocktail waitresses that
they're not making any money.
They're not working. Yeah. There's no food places there, so you can't go to the casino. So you're literally going to the casino just to be a straight degenerate.
Yep.
Like that's the only reason you're going. There's no social aspect whatsoever at all. You can't go there, hang out at a restaurant, get food at all. And so then on the way out, I asked the dude, I'm like, hey man, like where do you get something to drink? Like I don't even know like where to get something to drink. And he's like, oh, you got to go to the other entrance and they'll give you a water bottle there.
Oh, really?
So you have to like walk halfway across the casino just to get like a water bottle.
Now, how was the room packed? Like they had 14 tables. Like were they at max capacity or like?
I got there early because I figured it would fill up quick.
And this is on what day of the week?
Saturday.
Okay, so
I
like
got
a Saturday
there,
afternoon or
around
morning.
noon. I went there around noon. It filled up pretty quick, and there was a list. I mean, I got in there, I waited 5 minutes, and then they opened a new table. It was probably like the 13th or 14th table. And then soon after that, all the tables were full, and then there was a list to get into the room. And
how was the action? Was it decent?
There's always good. See, that's what I like about. I say Sugarhouse, but it's Rivers.
Yeah,
it used to be called Sugarhouse if you're listening.
Yep,
but now it's called Rivers. There's always good action there. It's my favorite place to play because I feel like there's tons of bad players, and there was. I made money. Like that wasn't the issue. It was just that I didn't have fun making money. Like I want to have fun. Even if I'm losing, I'd rather have fun losing. And if I'm winning, I want to have fun. I'd rather than just win. I just left there feeling like, blah.
I mean, I think for a grinder,
it's great.
That's incredible. Yeah. But for someone who's just going to play poker for a couple hours,
but it's not though, because like I said, you don't have anybody drinking.
Yeah, there's no dead money.
There is,
yes.
But you don't have those people that are drinking. You don't have the people that have been there like sipping caffeine and they're all wired, throwing chips everywhere. It's like you just got the most mellow people just sitting around, like blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and it just took away from the atmosphere, the feel. I just felt, and then you can't even smoke outside, like on the platform, on the area. Mm-hmm. So now, if you're a smoker, which I'm not, but I mean, even that they don't have, and so
you can't meet any of your vices at Rivers Casino, unless you're going into the bathroom with an airplane bottle.
And like I said, I get
and
it.
a vape pen.
It's not on the casino. There's so many rules in Philly right now. It's so tight. I mean, because that is like a city casino. So it's very, very strict. I'm just saying that it wasn't fun. I don't think I'm going to be going back anytime soon.
Now, were they running any promotions or? Okay.
That was the last thing I was talking about. So I didn't see a bad beat, but they do have. It was, and I think it's still flowing right now. They do a $200 high hand is what they got going on.
Oh, okay.
So every hour there's a $200 high hand they give out.
Nice.
So that wasn't too bad. I mean, it's something, but there's no bad beat jackpot. So
yeah, I mean, like we talked about in my visit to the Borgata. Like I was actually surprised to see them implement the bad beat right away. $100,000 with so few tables, because I think prior to COVID hit, hitting, they were averaging like a bad beat hitting like every 15 or 16 days is like the way the average worked out. But that's, the Borgata had, I think, upwards of like 90 tables in their room, 80 or 90 tables.
Yeah,
And
I forget what
now,
it was.
yeah, I think that's what it was. I mean, if you go in there,
Yeah.
it looks a lot better. Like it looks wide open, real clear, clean. Cause they definitely took a bunch of tables out. But it, your stand to make a lot more money and your chances of hitting a bad beat, you know what I mean? Just cause there's less tables running. So
Yeah.